Hello and welcome to the channel, welcome to the vlog, welcome to the car, welcome to Cornwall, welcome to autumn, because autumn came and it brought rain with it, which is quite funny because the last weekend that we had was the hottest day on record. So the summer was pretty wet, pretty grey, pretty overcast. The beginning of the year, the sun didn't bother turning up at all. The sun was just like, oh, you know what? Just don't need to turn up. So it wasn't even sunny until we got about to April. June was pretty warm. And then July and August, no, it rained. I did say it was gonna rain. I was the boy that said it was gonna rain. So we had 2 weeks of summer in the beginning of September, and now it's back to dear old Great Britain doing what it does best, being very dark and very wet. And all the leaves are brown, and the sky is in fact grey, so that's fun. But I thought I'd do a vlog because I didn't do one last week, and I did one the week before, and that was on princess dresses, and that was a weird one. I was driving around trying to remember things, because you can't write stuff down in a car, and come up with scientific observations, and I think we did quite well, but editing that video was a pain in my ass, because I had to googs all of the images that we used at the side of the video, and then just double check to make sure I hadn't just said something completely incorrect on the science front. I think we did mostly okay, but it took like 4 or 5 hours to edit that all together. So that was an interesting one. A lot of the videos on the channel recently have been taking a long time to edit together. I think I am at the absolute limit of what I can reasonably do for the time being. So I am doing 2 2-hour videos a week, and currently that's Baldur's Gate 3, and that's Baldur's Gate 3. Are you genuinely coming through here, my dude? What an asshole. I can't actually see to reverse, so... Oh no, they had, there's a passing place up here, but they decided to barrel through. I guess their IQ is so low, Australia wants to know if we want it back. Here. Some people are just dumb. Anyway, yes. What was I talking about? Yeah, the 2-hour videos. So the 2-hour videos, they've been taking a lot of effort to do, and not for the reason you might think. So basically, a lot of it is going into audio correction. So you might notice that the videos that I put up they'll probably sound loud, I imagine. And I'd rather put up a video that sounds loud than a video that's too quiet and nobody can hear. They're not actually loud. What they do is it's not dynamic range. They sort of encompass the whole dynamic range in terms of audio. So I just fill the audio space with audio. So what I do is I compress the audio, and what I've got is a lav mic which records audio separately, and then I've got the video which is the 2 cameras over there. That's quite noticeable here. When I record video game footage, I do basically the same thing. So I record spoken word on the laptop, and I record the footage on the desktop, so that the twain shall never meet. Then I process the spoken word in Audacity to make sure that's loud enough for you guys to hear. And what I do with the junction, we should be okay. Jeez, it really is coming down. What I do with the video is process that in Premiere. So the audio from the video games, what I tend to do is make sure that the volume of the in-game music is turned down a bit, and make sure any dialogue is turned up. Holy crap. And then run a compressor on that within Premiere itself. So Premiere is just like, oh, you want me to analyze everything frame by frame and then do stuff with the audio? And I'm like, yeah, baby, do stuff with the audio. So it really takes a lot longer to encode at the end of that. So we might do a 2-hour video, but it might take between 5 and 7 hours to encode, which is why it has to be done overnight. And sometimes if I try and encode Baldur's Gate 3 and, holy crap, let's just do that. Baldur's Gate 3 and Disco Elysium together, which are 2-hour videos, about the closest thing you'll get to a live stream on the channel. But a nicer live stream, because it's all in 1080 and with decent audio. Yeah, that can take, I can start that at midnight, and that will take until 12 o'clock the following day for those 2 videos to actually encode. And then it takes another like 4 or 5 hours to upload, so again, they have to be done overnight. It is literally the maximum. I'm at saturation point in terms of making videos on the channel. I can't get any more videos on the channel if I tried. Otherwise, I would probably just have to start taking days off of work, my actual job, which is not something I'm gonna do because I'm quite fond of paying rent and eating. So that's fun. But yeah, so compression. Audio compression is why everything just fills that complete dynamic range. Wow, it's calming down a bit now. It's not that it's unusual weather for the UK. What it is just really annoying if you happen to be trying to record a vlog. So yeah, if you come to the UK, bring your bumbershoot, your umbrella, and bring some welly gogs, because your toes are going to get wet. And that can happen in the middle of summer, it can happen in the middle of winter. We live on an island in the Atlantic, and things just get, well, we get all the seasons in a day usually. It's quite funny. And grey. Very grey. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Stranded Deep videos have been, well, I've done 600, nearly 700 Stranded Deep videos, and I'm thinking, at some point, people are just going to get bored of these, and the more I do them, the more people view them, and I'm just like, why? What is going on? So we started another playthrough in Stranded Deep, and we're building a massive house in that, which is going to be interesting. It's going to be, it's always like, you're doing another playthrough. How can you play the same game over, but make it more interesting and find something else to do that you have not done since, I mean, we've been playing since 2016. How can we do this? And the answer is imagination. It's essentially a giant sandbox, so we'll see if we can imagine something new and unique to do. Holy crap. Here comes the weather again. I was finding it hard to back up earlier because the wing mirrors are covered in water, and apparently so is the rear view camera. It's fun. It's not the worst weather I've driven in. The worst weather I've driven in was probably on the motorcycle. So on the motorcycle, there's kind of a mean time before failure where the stuff will saturate through your wet weather gear until it reaches your skin. So I've been riding along, and the only way you've been able to see the road surface is to follow the car in front and just drive in its wake, the wake of its tires. So yeah, interesting. So as far as the channel is concerned, yes, 2-hour videos a week. One was unplanned. I didn't plan on getting Baldur's Gate 3, but James from twitch.tv/cosmic_guppy bought that for me, and I was just like, wow, all right, let's give this a go. It's a really fun game. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. I just got a sideboard. My sister gave me a sideboard that she wasn't using, and I've got that in the living room, and I was like, oh cool, I can put so much stuff that's just on the floor now in the sideboard. The top shelf of it is completely full of Dungeons and Dragons source books, like Ramo, like, oh, I didn't know I had so many D&D source books. So I'm probably going to put all the dice and stuff in one of the drawers. So that's kind of fun. Wow. No, I'm just, I think this weather was planned. I think we were planned also to get thunderstorms, so let's go this way. This will be fun. It never is. Hopefully we don't meet another car coming the other way, otherwise we're beans, baby. I just like different things. The whole family got together yesterday. Well, most of the family got together yesterday. There were 12 of us, and we went to an Indian restaurant in town. Well, actually in St Ives, and that was good. There was several generations of people around a table. I had a tower, like spinach and chicken, because I was like, well, I'm at a restaurant. Let's find something on the menu that I've never had before, and that's always fun. You go to a restaurant, and it's just like, I've never had this. It could be good, it could be bad, but I can recommend if you happen to be in an Indian restaurant, the tower is an interesting one. Sizzling, brought to the table on a skillet, and you just sort of put it on your plate. Yep, no, this is wet. And dark as well. I know I'm wearing sunglasses, but I think the day is actually dark. Fun. So yeah, Stranded Deep. Stranded Deep is... It's good. I mean, I like the game. It's one of the easier ones to actually record and encode, mostly because I've been doing it for so long. I was looking at speeding up the way I do video editing, because I've seen people use these little dials, and they've got buttons and stuff, and you sort of dial and tap a button and you can do things. But honestly, I think I've got video editing down after doing it for like 10 years. Because I've mapped a load of shortcuts actually on the keyboard. So I rest one hand on the keyboard, and there's a bunch of shortcuts in a line, and then I just go along the timeline. It's just like, okay, we need to remove some breathing perhaps, or I need to remove this, or I need to edit stuff down. Especially for the 2-hour videos. 2-hour videos, you do have situations where you might, oh God, trying to see which is road and which is wall is interesting. You might have a situation on the 2-hour videos where you have to get up and use the bathroom, or get up and get a drink, because you're talking for 2 hours is kind of taxing on the old voice. Or you might get a delivery of stuff, because I live in the countryside, and getting anything is usually just a delivery. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So it's like making invisible cuts in the footage so that people don't notice that you've just stepped away for 5-10 minutes. So for you guys, the footage is contiguous, and for everyone else, it's fairly. Well, for me, I get to see all the gaps and breaks and things. I'm going to say this may have been a mistake. I'm not sure. We're going back into St Earth. We've been through St Earth several times. I've actually dropped the speed limit through here to 20 miles an hour. But you wouldn't want to do any more than like 15 anyway, because it's super tight and super narrow, especially the next bit. As long as we don't meet a car coming the other way, we should be golden. No, there's a white car there, so as long as we can follow him, this bit here. Yeah, we should be okay. Neat. Yeah, I figured that if we follow the car in front, catch up with them, then everyone else can get out of the way. Ta. Thank you, my dude. Yeah, interesting village this. So many cars for a village that was built in a time before vehicles. Excellent. And a little red post box. Phone box. You can try posting stuff in there. It'll never get anywhere. You need to pick up the receiver, put 5p in, and then when it connects, put another 10p in. Don't worry about it. We know what we're doing. Ooh. And a Methodist church. There's a lot of these style small churches down in Cornwall, because the mining community really likes them. Where are you going, my dude? Okay. We are good. Right, cool. Excellent. It's worth seeing Cornwall like this. Whenever you see Cornwall, especially on Instagram, you see it as a sunny, warm haven with golden sands and rolling beaches. Nah, mate. If you live here, this is normal. This is fine. This is mostly winter driving, but it's fine. This is why for the first time I did the vlogs, kind of stopped doing them in the winter because the weather got so bad. I don't even know what the audio is going to sound like. It's probably going to be unbelievably ass, and I'm sorry about that. I'm not, but I have to say that to make people think I think that's what I'm thinking. Right, good. Actually, it was on as a complete aside, because this is what this vlog is going to be, just a bunch of asides loosely strung together around a channel update, I feel. Yeah, I was on subreddit called Instagram Reality earlier. It's one of my favourite subreddits. It's where people take pictures of themselves. Ugh, we're not getting through there. Oh, that is tight. Yeah, people take pictures of themselves and apply filters to give themselves the sort of fishy duck face. The sort of, I don't know if I want fish lips or a duck mouth. Let's go with both of them. The smooth skin of someone who has no facial features. And, oh my God. And let's go this way. And eyes that are just like, they were described as Terminator eyes, where you get super clear definition, pure white teeth, and no skin blemishes whatsoever. Waists that are pulled in by magic. And I'm like, what? But quite often on Instagram Reality, people post a picture of the people who are editing themselves. It's not Photoshop, I think it's just FaceApp on a mobile phone. People who are editing themselves, and then they post a picture of them normally, and almost invariably, the picture of the normal person with no filters looks better than the weird alien person with all the Instagram filters. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I work in Photoshop. I'm a specialist image editor. I can tell when someone's edited an image. It's not hard to see. But people look better when they just look natural. And I find that with a lot of things, when people are trying to hide themselves, whether it's through makeup or clothing or attitudes. Attitudes are a way of hiding. Quite often, when all of that is dropped, you get the real person shine through. And the real person tends to be quite beautiful. If you are worried about how you look and you are taking photographs of yourself, there are very simple things that you can do without filters. You can straighten your back and stick out your chest. That is a fairly easy way to straighten the lines of your body. You can also, you don't raise your chin too high, because especially if you're wearing glasses, you might catch reflections and your eyes go completely white. But just stick your chin out a little bit more and push your tongue up against the roof of your mouth. That's all you really need to do. And if you're worried about having a waist, well, don't. You're a mammal, and all mammals have a primordial pouch. It's just the way we are. And if you don't have it, if you have something that vanishes inwards, as if you've just swallowed a black hole, well, you just look weird, like an alien. So yeah, Instagram isn't a good way of showing you the world, whether it happens to be people or places. Yeah, just go there, get wet, and then have a nice cup of tea and a bun, because that'll make you feel better. Speaking of cup of tea and a bun, I do need to go and get some. Oh, shouldn't be parked there. I'm going to say that car's probably had a bit of an accident. Yeah, I do need to go and forage for food. Otherwise, I will have nothing to eat tonight. So that's a fun one. Good. They're coming out of there. There's no one ahead. I mean, it's Sunday. This guy's coming through. We'll go after this guy. Yeah, I know it's Sunday and it's raining, but there's very few people around all of a sudden. During the summer, this place is rammo, and then as soon as the weather turns, everyone disappears. But it's great. Asda, harbour, I think we've said this before, harbour down there. Big metal bar stopping you going into the water. And then they used to build ships here. I think I've said that before as well. Good. Well, I need to find my wet weather gear and then haul ass into the store and maybe find a spot to park that isn't full of buttholes. There's a good one. Ugh. Excellent. Well, here's a little maneuver that oh yeah, no, that camera is covered in water. I have to Zen navigate. Baby. Shh. And parking sensors are covered in water and it doesn't know what we're doing. So let's do this. I wonder if that guy's going to try and park right next to me. I'm going to go with yeah. So you can turn the parking sensors off, but it keeps the rear ones on in case you're coming up on something. It's actually a really nice design. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the time being. That was all over the place. Sorry about that. The weather got a bit exciting and I have no idea what this is going to look like. But channel update. Videos are longer, taking a lot longer. That's about as much as I can do. Thank you for watching because you guys make the channel. Hoping everyone watching this is okay, and the weather is cheered up for you guys, because I know in the Americas and the continent it was bloody hot for a bit, so I'm hoping you guys are doing better. Subscribe if you want to subscribe, because that helps the channel. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle, and I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.